Afternoon. Welcome to the Lending Report for May 9th, 2025. Hope you have some nice plans this weekend for Mother's Day. If you're spending it with family, with your wife, with your mom, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a good time. Looks like it's going to be some great weather. Interesting week this week, pretty much of a roller coaster with the MBS market. So let's get right into it. We'll start with mortgage applications. Purchase activity up 11%. Refinance is up 11% as well. Initial jobless claims, those filing for unemployment for the first time, fell 13,000, and continuing claims fell 29,000. So a pretty big swing from the prior week to this. Now, this week the Feds did meet. We did get some notes, and basically their statuses were holding steady. We think the economy is strong, so we're not doing anything with short-term interest rates still. So no changes, which is interesting because let's take a look at some of the information that we've gotten this week. Starting May 5th, there was a period of time since 2020 where people did not have to repay their student loans. Well, starting May 5th, now they do have to pay. And at this point, the government can now require a payment. There are 10 million past due on their student loans. 5.3 million of those people are late by 270 days, and 4 million are late by 91 to 180 days. So now the federal government can go back to those people and they can garnish wages up to 15%. They can pull funds for repayment out of tax refunds, which we just now hit tax season that just wrapped up. People getting their money back now. They can garnish those. And they can pull from Social Security income as well. So this is interesting to note with the Fed saying that that the economy is strong. We are now in a repayment period for student loans. There's no leniency there. So let's see how this plays out the next couple of months. All right. And then unemployment, those people that are unemployed are now on average up to 27 weeks not able to find a job. That's up from 21.3% to 23.5%. So it does suggest it is harder to find a job, at least a job that people want. Maybe full-time employment's not out there. It's more part-time work that creates problems for those people that need that work. The important part about this is they're at 27 weeks. For most states, benefits only go for 26 weeks. So now they'll probably have no source of income coming in, which could be detrimental to the economy. Less people spending money right now because they just have no source of income coming in at this point. This week also, there was a trade agreement with the UK. This does appear to have been in the favor of the US. They have reduced their tariffs to us from 5.3% to 1.8% on all products, basically. That's kind of the all-in number. For cars, that was at 25%. They have reduced that to 10% for the first 100,000 cars coming in. Now, not a big deal that it's tied to 100,000 cars because on average, that's typically what is brought in. So not excessive. One bit of good news is that we are showing that inventory is up year over year by about 30%. So let's take a look at this chart here. Now, there was a bit of kind of hoopla in the news saying this is so bad, this is not good. Well, if you consider where we were just a couple of years ago between 2020 and 2021, inventory was super low. So it's good to see that inventory is up. But if you look at this chart, if you look to 2017 to 2019, where we were kind of basically in a normal market, we are certainly still below that. So it's great to see that inventory is up, but not so good that we aren't back at a normal market just yet. But I'll take it as a win. Inventory's up. That's good for you people that are out there that are looking to buy it. It does give you more options. With interest rates still kind of holding tight on the higher end, you're not dealing with as much competition. I am still seeing seller concessions being offered, being awarded to buyers. So there is stuff that we can do with that. So that's great. Let's go into the MBS charts right now, show you what this week has done. If you look at the end of these last 5 days, you can see that we lost some ground, we made up some ground, lost some ground again, and then now we're having a positive day right now. We're up about 10 basis points, I think, right now. So it's good to see. Not a market mover today in terms of interest rates, but need to make up some ground again because we did lose ground over the past couple of months. So that is where we are for the day, for the week. If you have any questions for me, please send them my way. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you do have. Hope you've had a great week. Enjoy the weather, and I'll see you next week.